Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. Welcome into the show. It is Sportswrap Overtime, another edition, and we are brought to you by HII, built in America for America. Thank you to HII for sponsoring the program. Brian Parsons on my left, Jeff Schneider over here in front of me. All right, guys, college football weekend. We're going to talk college, going to talk a little NFL, but we're going to get right to it. ODU goes into Blacksburg and beats Virginia Tech for the first time ever in Lane Stadium, 45-26. The final score, and it was 31-0 at halftime.
28-0 at halftime, actually.
Oh, okay, sorry. There you go.
The 51-yard field goal in the third quarter after Virginia Tech went for it on fourth down and didn't make it.
Right.
And then when ODU kicks the 51-yarder, you're like, man, this is just a game of destiny.
Game of destiny.
Not only did Old Dominion beat Virginia Tech, they beat the brakes off of Virginia Tech. It wasn't even close. 28-0 at halftime. And it was just one of those things where it did seem like Tech was kind of moving the ball a little bit, running the ball, but then they would turn the ball over.
Right.
And then Old Dominion would go on a drive of, 90 yards.
Crazy. They had five straight. They didn't score on the first two drives, and they went on five straight scoring drives.
Yeah, and they were long, time-consuming drives. Yeah. And Colton Joseph was just picking these guys apart.
They were making plays, also getting coached up, right? The scheme looked good. And they were out physical. They were out physical Tech too.
It's crazy to see it. It's hard to explain it, but you know it when you see it. When you see a team that is collectively almost given up and have tuned out the coach. And I can remember in 2016, there was a very good Marshall team that I think had just won the Conference USA Championship. And that team fell apart during the season, and they just started losing games left and right. They lost the locker room, so to speak. And that's kind of what happened here. I mean, Brent Pry sounded like a defeated guy going into the game. Yeah. And they got blown out. They got rolled. Yeah. Old Dominion dominated them. They were the better team.
They were the better team at every position, right? I mean, as we take a look at just some of the highlights.
I love those uniforms for Old Dominion.
I do.
Oh, those are nice.
I love that
good uniform combo. Yeah. It's crazy to me.
There's Colton Joseph right here. He ran for this touchdown.
Right. Yeah.
The guy can run. The guy can throw.
Good on his feet.
Yeah, he's
16 to 22, 276 yards, two touchdowns, no picks,
339 total yards. So he rushed for like 63.
Wow. And he just got a sponsorship.
Yeah.
What was it?
Oh my goodness.
Bojangles?
Some chicken place.
Something like that.
Yeah. Popeyes?
I don't know, man.
Bojangles or Popeyes, yeah. I think they're doing like a national sort of branding.
But he's one of like 10 guys.
Yeah, he's one of like 10 guys.
That's pretty cool.
In the country, right, exactly.
Slinging it, throwing dimes.
I mean,
look at that.
Anybody, that stadium, had 60,000 people at the start of the night. They filed out by late third quarter. There was probably a couple thousand people left in there. Anybody could connect the dots that Saturday night if you're in media and industry and know what was going to happen. Considering the game they just came off in Vanderbilt where they got routed at home, and then you lose to a G5 program in Old Dominion. I think anybody could connect the dots and knew Brent Pry was going to get fired. Like it was. Yeah, you cannot at a program like Virginia Tech lose games like that back to back.
It was kind of assumed going in. I mean, I think the everybody pretty much.
We talked about it. We talked about it on Monday in our office.
I think we've been talking about this since like before the season started. Like if they did not get off to a good start, he was going to be
correct. Well, the first game of his career at Virginia Tech as head coach Brent Pry, he lost to Ricky Ronnie in Virginia Tech at SB Ballard Stadium, and then
we were there.
Brent Pry's final game, is against Old Dominion and Ricky Ronnie. And the irony of this one is that Ricky Ronnie and Brent Pry came up through James Franklin's staff at Vanderbilt and Penn State. He might have been on the Kansas State staff with them too. So Brent Pry and Ricky Ronnie have a long relationship. They're very good friends. Their families are friends. Their wives are friends. Their kids are friends. So it's a little bittersweet.
So 2018 and 2019, Ricky Ronnie was the offensive coordinator for the Nittany Lions up there in Happy Valley. Brent Pry was the defensive coordinator in Happy Valley there for a few years, like you said, under James Franklin. So
they're under that James Franklin coaching tree, for sure. And let me see did he actually coach at? I
think he coached. Talking about Kansas State.
So I got Vanderbilt in 2011. So he was never with the Kansas State staff.
Oh, okay, got it.
With Ronnie and them,
right. No, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. A great win for Old Dominion in the sense where maybe this is the springboard to like get something going before the conference play gets going, because that's a confidence builder. I know Tech's down, so to speak, but those kids going in there, Ricky Ronnie going in there, that staff, going into Blacksburg and getting a win for the first time ever. Like that's huge, man. Like that's going to develop some confidence. Like
they were confident.
It's always 1-0,
but they were confident going into that game.
Yeah,
absolutely. They were the better team. And you had a conversation yesterday with the Virginia Sports Hall of Fame columnist David Teal to talk about the Brent Pry situation, because David Teal has been covering Virginia Tech for decades, since the probably pre-Beamer days. Honestly, I don't want to age David Teal here, but he may go back to the Bill Dooley days.
So David Teal, Virginia Sports Hall of Famer, written for multiple publications, super well connected in the Commonwealth, all throughout really the state. And I got him up on Zoom yesterday and just wanted to talk to him about the overall state of the program. Here he was. Talking a little bit about Brent Pry right here and sort of why the Hokies are where they're at right now. Get it fired up here in a second.
There it is.
Brent Pry's first season, they were 3-8, and they had one Power 5 victory the entire season, and that was an ACC win. But they've never looked this downtrodden against a non-Power 4 entity. And hey, let's give Ricky Ronnie and Old Dominion their flowers, because they played great, and Colton Joseph was the best quarterback on the field, and Ja'Cory Thomas was the best receiver on the field, and Old Dominion's offensive and defensive lines were superior to Virginia Tech's. That's a credit to the Monarchs. But on the flip side, it's also an indictment of Virginia Tech, because the Hokies should never find themselves in that situation.
I think that last sentence sums it up, right? As someone who
let's get out of
get rid of that
video.
Let's get out of that video. As someone who grew up on the opposite side of the country, but at a time where Virginia Tech was rolling, man, like the brand Virginia Tech for me growing up was like, wow, 10, 11 wins a year, BCS bowl games, and not constant. So
the mediocrity of Virginia Tech didn't start until 2012. That's when Frank Beamer started to become kind of human. His team started, instead of going from 11 to 10 wins, they were looking at like 7 wins.
8, 10-win seasons in a row. But what he said right there, I think really hits it home. Shout out to Old Dominion, man. They deserve the win.
Yes.
They deserve to win. What David Teal is saying is, in the big picture of things, Tech should never even be in that position to lose to Old Dominion, right? Traditionally, but hey, we're living in a different time.
Not in that fashion.
Not in that fashion, correct.
And this is some of the numbers here for Brent Pry. 1-7 in his last 8 games. Okay. 1-12 in one-score games.
Yep.
Now that's an indictment on coaching, right?
Yes, it is.
Obviously,
yeah, definitely.
100%.
Yeah, coaching definitely gets you a score.
0-8,
Make the difference
against non-conference Power 4s.
Yep.
So he never beat a team from the Big Ten. He never beat a team from the SEC. Never beat a team from the Big 12.
Right. Yeah. And Tech, tries to play those big non-conference games in the early part of the season.
Yeah,
they traditionally try to do sort of neutral. I mean, they played South Carolina.
And now they've become a tune-up team for all these guys.
Yeah.
But the money's not there. And Whit Babcock is the athletic director, and it's very interesting that he's not the one that made the announcement that Brent Pry had been fired. That was from the president.
Right.
But also Whit Babcock has put together this presentation and basically presenting it to the Virginia Tech
at the end of the month
board
of visitors
of here's how much we need to remain competitive.
Right.
Because I believe Brent Pry was the 45th highest paid division FBS coach in the country.
Right. Yeah. So that meeting's coming up. David Teal and I spoke about that. That's coming up at the end of the month.
I think he said they need $200 million annually.
Okay. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard the numbers reported.
To compete.
Yeah.
And Brent Pry was making $4.5 million or something like that. And people said, well, maybe it's time for Shane Beamer to come back home and come back to Blacksburg. Well, you know what? Shane Beamer's kids are growing up in Columbia, South Carolina. To his kids, Columbia is home.
Of course, yeah.
And he's also making $8 million a year in South Carolina.
And he's got resources and facilities and infrastructure.
Virginia Tech cannot afford Shane Beamer.
No. And, Teal talked to me about that. We're not going to run that soundbite, but like he said, Shane Beamer comes down. You're always your son's. You're always Frank Beamer's son. It's not going to be your program. It's going to be your dad's program.
Yeah.
You took over. And you don't want that. No grown man.
Absolutely not. And he's got a good thing going on there in South Carolina, which
even though they got whooped by Vanderbilt.
They did get whooped by Vanderbilt.
But hey.
And they didn't look that great against Tech.
Vanderbilt is smoking this year, and they didn't look good against Tech. But who knows? We'll see. Hopefully.
Craig was talking. We were talking in the office, and with the there have been so many crazy upsets over the past couple of years. And granted, Old Dominion was one of them, but not really. It was only 5.5 points, and most people thought Old Dominion was going to win. But you were kind of talking about how with the COVID rules and all these extra players on the teams and the bigger rosters that things are starting to kind of correct themselves a little bit. I think we are starting to see that.
I think they're going to correct themselves here the rest of the way, especially next year. This last group of COVID kids coming through, all these 6th and 7th, 8th year guys.
College football career players.
All these guys are going to get out of the system.
There's no Northern Illinois over Notre Dame upset this year.
No.
When we had one of those last year. And there were a few of those in the past several years where top teams are losing.
Yeah, that the Notre Dame one was weird.
And they still went to the playoff.
They still went to the national
championship game.
No, exactly. But you're right. It's those sort of like weird like games I don't think are going to be a thing moving forward. New Mexico played Michigan. Hey, who just beat UCLA?
New Mexico.
The Rose Bowl? It was New Mexico.
No, in the Rose Bowl.
No. This
New Mexico. Yeah,
last weekend. New Mexico.
Yeah, they're a hot team.
New Mexico played Michigan tough. Then they just beat UCLA in the Rose Bowl, which whatever. UCLA's down 2. But again, that shouldn't happen. But right coach, experienced quarterback. I think they got a 5th or 6th year tight end. As my mic keeps cutting in and out. I don't know if you guys are hearing that.
I am not.
No, that might be your headphones.
It's my something's going in and out. But so these things are happening. I think this year is the end of it, though. It will, especially after this year, will correct itself.
And there'll still be upsets.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but it's always going to be an up-and-coming coach, an up-and-coming player that's going to make a difference.
So Virginia Tech, a very coveted job historically. When they hired Justin Fuente was the
where'd he come from?
Memphis.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And he kind of had them humming, Andy Dalton and things like that.
Yeah. Andy Dalton went to TCU.
Who was the quarterback at Memphis then?
Paxton Lynch.
I know. The Paxton Lynch. Okay, you had me thinking. I was like, I said Andy Dalton. I was like, that's not right.
Yeah.
But and so then they went with the Power 4 assistant and Brent Pry.
Right.
That didn't work out.
Yeah.
So you talked to David Teal.
Yep.
About the possible.
Yeah. Teal and I talked for 10 minutes. I had to ask him about the coaching search in terms of what they need to do, what names are out. I asked him what realistic names does he think the administration will be seeking. I'm not looking at Twitter comments and saying Michael Vick's going to Virginia Tech. I don't do that. That's just not it's not even realistic. Anybody who says that is crazy.
No, it's ridiculous. It's like you have as much shot.
Yeah, exactly. I asked David Teal who are the realistic names and what they're going to be looking for to fill the head coaching vacancy of Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech absolutely must have an established head coach. After the Brent Pry experiment, no previous head coaching experience. That is not going to fly, not with the way the program is currently situated, not only nationally, but also in the ACC. So, as much as folks might pine for Michael Vick after just one season and that, heck, just 3 games into his Norfolk State tenure, that's not going to happen. Virginia Tech needs someone who has been doing this for a long time. Now, that could include people who are not presently coaching, but have done so before. Consider Dave Clawson, who is a former head coach at Richmond and Wake Forest, and who has been successful wherever he's been. Consider Pat Fitzgerald, the former Northwestern coach, who just received a legal settlement from that school, clearing him of any wrongdoing in the hazing scandal that hit his program. And then you look at very successful coaches right now in the group of 5. You look at Bob Chesney at James Madison. You look at a John Sumrall at Tulane. You look at a Jamie Chadwell at Liberty. I think those are all names that Virginia Tech will vet.
Okay, let's get to this.
Appreciate David spending some time with us yesterday. He got right back.
All right, Dave Clawson, I don't see it. I mean, Dave Clawson was a guy, he did win an ACC championship at Wake Forest, but I don't think that's not sexy enough for Blacksburg. I don't think I don't like that.
He's not a finalist. David's just saying he should vet these guys, right? Let's just start the vetting.
No, but I'm
process.
just reacting to the names that he brought up.
Yep.
I admit I don't know anything about Pat Fitzgerald at Northwestern.
He was great.
Yeah, he was good he had a couple good years.
He's a very good coach because Northwestern doesn't have a big endowment for their football team by any means.
Are you sure about that?
Not like
That's
like,
actually they're building.
It's a proud alumni.
I mean, they're building it now, but
they're building the most expensive stadium in the history of college football as we
back
speak.
when he was the coach, they always have a hard time getting players because they have
they're not a football power.
They're not.
That's what
but I think they have money.
Yeah, they got money. They got money.
They have a ton of money.
It's Northwestern. They got some
They
really
have a ton
wealthy
of money,
alum.
but they have a hard time getting players. They
Yes,
always have,
of course,
because they're in the Big Ten.
Of course.
Yeah, but in this day and age, I think it's different. Look at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt had trouble doing that too, and look at them; they're doing pretty
That's
well.
true.
That's where I think this tide has turned a little bit, where you're going to see a team like a Northwestern in Chicago with that kind of money and a brand new stadium that's going to be one of the best in the world. Honestly,
in Chicago,
Northwestern is going to be on the rise.
Yeah, in Chicago, no, definitely got money.
The name that sticks out to me the most is Bob Chesney, and I think that's the guy.
Second season. He's in the middle of his second season at JMU right now. Got the Dukes. Had a great year. Nine wins last year.
Ask Mac Brown about Bob Chesney.
What did he beat him?
70 to.
Last year. Oh, God, Mac Brown was a coach at UNC.
He put up 70 points on Mac Brown.
I was thinking
he
Mac Brown,
basically
Texas.
got Mac Brown fired, basically, because Mac Brown, remember, he wanted to quit after that game.
Yeah.
And I guess the players talked him out of it.
Yeah, so we'll see how it shakes out here. I think the good thing here is Virginia Tech's got a long runway with this thing. Yeah. It's not like you fired your coach at the end of December and the portal's opening up and all this stuff. Like, you got a long runway now to have some backdoor conversations with these people and start getting this, if they do a search firm type stuff. Like,
and if you're the offensive coordinator that got promoted to the interim head coach, Philip Montgomery, who was the head coach at Tulsa for a long time, I mean, for him,
coaching for a possible job,
you're thinking, tryout. Man, what if they turn it around?
What if they turn it around? What if they, I don't want to say win out, but what if they win so they got 9 games left? What if they win 7 of 9?
I brought that up in the office, and James had mentioned, well, he was the OC and the offense stunk, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good point, but. And sometimes you bring in a new voice.
Yeah.
It's
a real thing.
And the kids are going to respond differently. And there's obviously talent on the team.
We just saw it happen. I feel like we just saw it happen last year with someone. I can't remember. Maybe I'm thinking NFL.
Interesting thing, too, is that when a coach gets fired this early in the season, then players can enter the transfer portal.
Yeah, I've been seeing the posts. We got some local guys in the portal. Big Teasy, the offensive
tackle. I'm talking guys that are actually on the Tech roster.
Oh, sorry.
Currently.
Yes, my bad.
That they can enter the portal. So there's that. Craig is referring to Thomas Wilder, Big Teasy, the only top 300 recruit that Virginia Tech has, and he's decommitted from Virginia Tech.
Wow.
And so have a couple of other guys. But that doesn't mean that they won't reopen their recruitment to Virginia Tech because they don't know who the coach is going to be. So you blame them for not wanting, for not committing.
You bring up the recruitment, and you said it was the only top 300 that they had. So the recruitment's been down as well.
By a ton.
Yeah.
Major.
So does Virginia Tech decide, well, look who's available, who's not coaching right now? Look, do they splurge and go all out like UNC did with Belichick? Do they go get Coach Nick Saban? Do they go get Urban Meyer?
No, they don't have that kind of money.
No, not that kind of money.
Not that kind of money?
That's the whole thing of the whole presentation of the athletic director is basically we're broke, man. We can't compete with the other teams in college football because we have no money.
So
that's one of the reasons
they got to get creative.
Boosters.
They canceled the Old Dominion series at home because that game didn't generate enough money on television. So they're going to replace that with a game against a power school that they're probably going to lose, but they're going to get more money.
They got to be smart with this hire in the sense where you need to get value where you're going to have to pay, but you can't go get, like Jimbo Fisher, right? Like that. He's going to demand.
No, it's going to be Bob Chesney. He's probably making,
it's got to be a guy like that.
$800,000 a year, and they can bump him up to $4.5 million.
And that's a good point. He's a name that people will know in Virginia.
Yeah, it's a value. You're going to have to get bang for your buck with this thing with a guy that can really coach him up, that understands the NIL landscape, that understands the transfer portal, that understands what he's working with. You ask me, like you got to get someone who is like less of a motivator and a recruiter, and it's more about scheming it up, man. Like you got to be dialed in to when you have, as a football player, man, when you have inferior players out most Saturdays, you have to scheme. Your coaching has to win you games, point blank, period. Right? It's like it has to. I don't care what level of football you're on. If you're out athleted, let's see, Clemson has better athletes than Virginia Tech. Ohio State has better athletes. If you get in those non-conference games, South Carolina has better athletes than Virginia Tech. You get in those games, you have to have a coach that schemes up guys that makes the game simple enough.
Okay, so speaking of scheming. Okay, so tell me this. Scheming.
Yeah.
Jeff, is it Jeff Monken that's the head coach at Army? who was at Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
And they run the triple option.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
If you're a Tech fan, would you want a triple option offense in Blacksburg if it meant 10 wins?
If it meant 10 wins, if you could guarantee 10 wins, yes. But I don't think so.
Yeah.
Off the rip, surface level, no.
Another
Like,
ACC team.
That's
with a
cool for
triple
those little
option.
guys down there, you know. Like they want like who's working at Texas right now under Sark, right? Like some guy like that who's helping Sark scheme it up week to week. Someone at Clemson, whatever, you know, like someone like that who's probably running a more modern offense. I would assume.
Hey, now I'll throw this name out there as a possible replacement for Brent Pry. How about his buddy Ricky Ronnie?
If Ricky Ronnie wins out and makes the playoffs, you never know.
He won the game. He gets to take the crown.
Yeah, you never know.
So moving along with Old Dominion. Okay, so
Sure.
obviously a big win, a statement win, one of the biggest wins in the program's history.
It's the third time that's happened.
And Craig, I was early on, I was high on this team.
Oh, yeah.
Early on. I was just kind of putting the pieces together. This is even before the spring practice. I was like, this is going to be a good football team. He's got his coordinators back. He's got a lot of players
Seeing
back.
the transfers come in. We
And-
saw Colton play 8 games last year.
And not a lot of guys went out. I mean, they lost a couple of guys, but I mean, they have a chance to win the Sun Belt Championship. They have a chance. They have a chance to be the Group of 5 playoff team.
Yeah, maybe. I think I think
Somebody's got to get it.
Yeah, somebody's got. But here's a point that you brought up the other day in the office too. It's kind of a weird year in the sense that every college football, once every 10 years, we get these weird years where like the rest of the Sun Belt is kind of down, right? Like App is down, Marshall is down. Who else we list on that?
Coastal
Coastal
is down.
Thank you.
Very down.
Coastal's down.
It's basically. I think the East is going to be between Old Dominion, Georgia Southern, and James Madison. We talk about Bob Chesney. We should have some video of James Madison.
Oh yeah.
Who Old Dominion actually has to travel to JMU later in the season.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they have a very critical stretch of conference games of Coastal, Marshall, Madison, App.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you know, like you said, they have a little more firepower this year. They look a little more like they know what they're doing. They look a little more confident. Their quarterback is a little X factor. You know what I'm saying? So I guess 2 years ago when they went out to Harrisonburg, it was close to the very end. I think they ended up winning by a few scores, but
the last year's game at SP Ballard was close.
exactly right. Yeah, it's good.
good
Jeff,
rivalry.
can you do a 2023 ODU JMU game for me? Could you look it up real quick?
Yeah, I got you.
2023. It was close for most of it. I'm thinking of James being out there.
Oh, that was at Harrisonburg.
Yeah, at Harrisonburg.
Man, yeah, they blew it.
It was close down to the very end. I think they had a lead in the fourth quarter. But no, Old Dominion's got a chance here. I'm very curious to see how, coming off the high of Virginia Tech, right? Like now, how do you level it out and kind of keep it? Not level it out is the right way, but how do you keep it like up? You know, like
Well, what they need to do is
you don't want the letdown. Is
very,
what I'm saying.
very plain and simple. If you're coming from an Old Dominion perspective, you need to beat these guys.
Yeah.
You need to beat James Madison. They haven't beat him in basketball, men or women. They haven't
Big
beat him
picture
in
now.
baseball. They haven't beat him in football.
Women's basketball.
I think they no, not even
know.
close.
No,
That's
that's what I'm
Russian.
I know.
Jeez, Louise. And I think they might have won a women's soccer game.
Maybe.
So James Madison is dominating Old Dominion.
Yeah.
That's just the fact, Jack.
Yeah.
And Old Dominion, they haven't beat Liberty since they were in FCS. That was actually a transitional year. So they've got Liberty coming up, who is down. They've got Coastal coming up, which is down. They've got Marshall coming up, which is down. At JMU obviously not down. So I think Old Dominion, they've got to beat James Madison. They have to beat James Madison to kind of take that next
Thorn
step.
in their side. Yeah, to take the next step, right? Like linchpin win program.
Yeah.
You know, program defining like, oh my gosh.
Check it off the list.
Finally over the hump. Finally over the
You
hump.
already got Virginia Tech 3 times.
I'll tell you
And
what.
Now you got to beat James.
Three. I mean, I was UVA has all this trouble beating Virginia Tech. You know, there was like a 20-year span where they did
one time.
I'm thinking, I don't understand why UVA doesn't beat Tech more often. It seems pretty easy. You know? ODU's done it 3 times in 9 years.
You know, I got to ask you as an ODU alum, as an ODU person, how does that feel to know that ODU is officially better than Virginia Tech at football?
It's they are better this year. It's wild, man. It's kind of like it harkens back to the early 2010s when you could legitimately say that Old Dominion and VCU were the 2 best basketball teams in the state,
right?
Because UVA and Tech were way down.
Wow.
And that ODU VCU rivalry was one of the best in the nation. It showed up so well on TV wherever they played.
Yeah.
And sometimes they play 3 times a year because of the conference tournament. So it's not unprecedented for, ODU in sports to be better than some of the power schools in other sports. But in football, I don't know that I do believe UVA is probably the best team in the state, though.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah, they've looked the part. Speaking on...
Yeah, they beat Coastal 48-7. They lost a close one to NC State 35-31, and they walloped William & Mary 55-16. UVA's got a squad. Tony Elliott's got a quarterback.
Points, man.
That transfer was Chandler Harris from North Texas. Is that his name?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, North Texas.
They got some receivers. This is
they're putting up some points.
Better UVA team than we've seen in quite some time, and they're going to go to 3-1 because they host Stanford on Saturday night. So UVA is
ACC traditional rivalry.
UVA a pretty good team this year.
Yeah,
UVA's got a squad, and UVA will probably beat Tech.
Yeah, you would think. Rivalry game, though. You never know. But we're going back to the beginning of who comes in, what's the voice? Do they play with some Do they win 7 out of 9? I don't know. It could go the other way. Old Dominion on a bye this week. They're back at home at SB Ballard Stadium September 27th against Liberty. So
Norfolk State's back home.
Norfolk State is back home this weekend against Sacred Heart.
Who they lost to last year.
Yeah, I think they lost to the last 2 out of 3 years, unfortunately.
Where's Sacred Heart? Anybody?
I think
it sounds like New York.
I thought it was New York and New Jersey. We looked it up. We had this conversation years ago.
There's so many of the schools. They all seem the same to me, man.
University, Fairfield, Connecticut.
Okay.
Rich
Northeast,
the wealthy elite area of Connecticut.
Sacred Heart. I wonder what their claim to fame is.
Richards lives there. Or something
I wonder what their claim to fame is. What sport if they've been worth anything?
They probably
lacrosse.
Decades. Yeah,
I bet you they're a lacrosse school.
Who knows?
Maybe they have a upset win in the tournament, the NCAA tournament.
Maybe. Let's see. We're 26 minutes in here. I guess.
So Norfolk State. So Michael Vick going for a second win. And,
yeah.
It's like at the press conference today. When the Norfolk State students asked him about his interest in the Virginia Tech job, it's first of all, I think it's very rude to ask somebody who's three games into his career at Norfolk State, are you interested in another job?
Yeah.
Maybe he's interested in the job he currently has that he's being paid $450,000 a year.
And Mike just said,
I'm worried about Sacred Heart, man. That's an unfair question because
it is.
He's got a job.
Yeah.
And who says he's a candidate?
Yeah, no one.
Now, I think the other question that maybe somebody did ask, what are your thoughts about Virginia, your old school partying ways with their coach?
Of course.
Okay,
that's fair.
That's a fair question. Not, are you interested in leaving your current job?
Yeah.
That would not be a very good reflection on him if he or his employers might not be so happy about an answer like that.
No, they gave him his first shot. He needs to lock in at this thing, and
he needs to beat Sacred Heart is what he needs to do.
Beat Sacred Heart.
He needs to beat an FCS school,
and we know
because Virginia State's not. That's a Division II program, and they needed overtime to win that one.
You got to go beat him.
Otto Coons needs to unleash the ball.
Yeah. Otto's fun to watch, man. I just can't believe that Virginia State come back still. Putting Otto in there, how it's going to work. You go to Rutgers, you get beat, no problem.
Of course.
Flush it. That's how it's going to work. That's going to happen.
They
you
collected that check.
What you need to do is you need to look convincing against Sacred Heart. That would make everyone feel like, oh, wow. We get the ball first and we go down, we drive the field and we score, right? We show our dominance that we are a superior program to these guys. Coach Vick starts looking more comfortable with his decisions, with his game management, stuff like that. You really don't hope he doesn't have to manage the game. You hope it's just a blowout win and they go out and beat them 50-7 or whatever. So,
Nick, it's a 4:00 kickoff. I'm curious what the crowd's going to be like.
It's not going to be Virginia State level. We know that. It won't be
20,000. This is pretty interesting. So Sacred Heart. One of 2 FCS independents. How about that?
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
The Sacred Heart Pioneers and the Merrimack Warriors. So far, they Merrimack has a 12-7 win over Stonehill. Anybody? No clue.
No.
They lost to Lehigh 28-10, and they beat Long Island 24-21.
Heck yeah.
So there you have it. But then again, they beat Norfolk State last year.
Yeah, it's been a rough time. It's been a rough time for Norfolk State in recent years. But
that sounds like a bad loss.
Oh yeah.
And
I think they went up there.
And
2 years ago, they went up there. Norfolk State played them up there once, and then they came down here.
No disrespect to the people of Fairfield, Connecticut, but
no,
you shouldn't. Norfolk State should not lose to Sacred Heart.
Should not. No, you can't. You can't lose. I mean, if you lose, it's just a bad look. If people are going to be really deflated, it's going to be like, what are we really doing here? I mean, we had questions about, this whole situation. Now it's kind of starting to bear fruit, and you haven't even gotten to the MEAC play. Like going into MEAC play, coming off a loss to Sacred Heart does not You don't want that. You don't want that for your team morale more than anything. Go out there, run the ball, dominate, dial it up for Otto, go win, have your confidence going in your MEAC opener, and then
No.
Oh no, they got one more.
No, they got Wagner.
Oh, they got okay. My bad.
At Wagner.
Okay, all right.
Then at Hampton.
Oh wow. Okay, so we're way off.
Then
you got to think.
Then
MEAC up 6
Then
teams.
at Wofford.
They only got only five MEAC games.
Their first MEAC game isn't until October 25th against South Carolina State.
Only five conference opponents.
Who is good.
Yes. Yeah. South Carolina State. Yeah, they're
South
good
Carolina
last year.
State's good.
Yeah.
They travel too. They bring a lot of fans. They have a very, very proud fan base.
Basketball and football.
Yeah.
Yeah, basketball and football. So, all right, let's take a little break on Sportswrap Overtime. We're coming right back.
We're talking.
Yeah, what do we got next?
We're talking Commanders,
Oh, yeah,
man.
we're talking Commanders.
Injuries.
And we're brought to you by HII.
Shipyard.
All right, we're back on Sportswrap Overtime. Brian Parsons, Jeff Snyder. And
Hello,
myself.
everybody.
Welcome in.
Hey.
All right, let's change gears here to the NFL. The big news out of Ashburn today or yesterday, Jaden Daniels has a knee injury. He's going to be, we're going to see how they're off today. Today's Tuesday. They're off. We'll get the first injury report tomorrow, but they're calling it a sprained knee.
Give him the week off.
Yeah, they're calling it a sprained knee. You saw him take a helmet to his knee against the Packers on Thursday night. You had the mini bye week, though. So, I mean, Jaden is a warrior. Coach Quinn keeps saying that. You had the mini bye week, so that's encouraging. You're not on a normal week here. But who knows with this thing? You take a hit, maybe it comes into something, maybe it bruises up, maybe it swells up. But we'll find out later. But it's not something you want to see early part of the season.
Don't play him against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Why? You've got to back up. Marcus Mariota is being paid a lot of money to be there just in case. It's a long season.
Yeah, it is a long season. I think there's two parts of that. This is the NFL. You only got 17 shots at this thing. So these guys, when they go out week to week, like they want to play. They want to play. How much does Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury want to protect Jaden?
Yeah, but what if the doctors say you can play?
Oh, well, if they can't, then if the doctors tell them that. But what I'm saying
I understand.
Sometimes the doctors say,
it's up to you.
well, if he can go, he can go.
Right.
There's nothing structurally wrong with it. And if you guys can protect him, so.
There's a history here, though, with this franchise and quarterbacks that get hit in the knee with a helmet.
Right.
That one was against the Ravens.
Yeah. Haloti Nada took out.
And lasting effects. I agree. You have invested so much into Jaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying your backup quarterback a very healthy salary, and he's proven he can win a game.
Yeah.
Just rest the guy, man. If it's this serious, just sit him out. If they lose to the Raiders, you're 1-2, whatever, man.
We're going to find out.
The end of the world.
We're going to find out
Everybody,
tomorrow.
half the league makes the playoffs.
You guys know this in the NFL week to week. That Wednesday injury report is key. Limited, full participant, DNP. Right, that's the key in the NFL. If Jaden pops up with a DNP tomorrow, then I think that's not good. Right. If he pops up with a DMP on Thursday,
he's not playing.
He's not playing. No way. No shot. No. Now, my guess is this is total guess. I guess I'm thinking he pops up as limited participant tomorrow, and then limited it can kind of go either way. But I agree. If you can afford, if you feel like you can scheme it up and you can run the ball and you can get Marcus out there and he can win a game, that's what you pay the backup quarterback for. He's been in the system now. Why not? The Raiders are coming off a terrible loss to the Chargers in which they could not do anything. Geno Smith threw 3 interceptions. They looked terrible on the road. Chip Kelly looked lost calling plays. Chargers defense looked really good, though.
The Chargers defense did look very good.
They looked very good. Like they were just right. Anytime the Raiders caught the ball, there was no yards after catch. It was like a tackle right away, which was super impressive. So.
That was great because we worked nights.
Yep.
So we got to watch the second half after we got home.
Yeah, exactly.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, the West Coast game. Got to see Allegiant Stadium in there. But in terms of elsewhere, Austin Eckler's out for the year with a Achilles injury. Dietrich Wise is out with a quad injury, tore his quad. So two key guys.
Yeah.
Jalen Holmes from Lake Taylor got elevated from the practice squad to the active roster. So he's needed after the Dietrich Wise injury. He steps up and now
Dietrich Wise, it's worth reiterating here because not every single person watches every single show, Craig.
Right.
You know that? Have you ever heard that before?
I've heard it.
Have you heard that before?
Yes.
Dietrich Wise, his father, was Dietrich Weiss Sr., who was the head coach of the Norfolk Nighthawks of the Arena Football League 2 franchise that we had
It's crazy.
many years ago.
Such a crazy connection.
So-
I've never even heard of this AFL2 team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Norfolk Nighthawks. It was owned by Bruce Smith and Kenny Easley.
Wow.
They were the owners of the team, and they got lots of publicity. Kenesha Stringfield's husband,
Yeah.
Anthony Stringfield, was like our go-to guy that we interviewed every week. He's a wide receiver, and now he runs
He's a
like
trainer.
he trains guys.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. They got a lot of publicity. They got a lot of coverage. And the first game was sold out. They sold out Scope for the first game.
Oh, Scope. Arena. This is Arena.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Right,
Here's
right,
the thing, though. It really wasn't a good product.
Yeah. Yeah.
Arena Football League 2, it just really wasn't good. There were so many flags. There was no flow to the game. And then that sellout crowd, because I will say this about Hampton Roads. They will come out and check something out.
Yeah.
They did it for the Virginia Destroyers, UFL team. They filled it up. The Norfolk Nighthawks, they filled up Scope, but it wasn't good, and the fans really never came back. And I think they averaged probably like 2,500, 3,000 a game after that. And then I don't know if the team folded or the league folded, but it was around for like 2 to 3 years. Reckling loved covering it. Chris Reckling loved covering the
I don't think
Nighthawks.
I've ever done an Arena Football League in my 10-year broadcast career. I've never done an Arena
I don't
game.
think I have either.
No, I definitely have.
I think it was in the summer too, so it was something to cover in the summer.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
there you go.
we did have an indoor football team in Erie, but I don't think I ever got assigned to it.
Right.
It was kind of hard to take it seriously because it was AFL 2.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even the
Right.
like even back then, like the AFL guys
Yeah.
were like Jay Gruden was remember he was a quarterback
Yeah.
there, and those guys actually got paid salaries.
There's that famous soundbite of John Gruden coaching up the Bucks, and he goes, "I'm gonna call my brother and see how they do it in the Arena League."
But those guys actually got paid livable wages.
They did.
Whereas the Arena Football League 2, I think
It
they're
was
getting
side hustle.
It was like $200 a game,
Out there putting your body on the line.
Yeah.
No, in terms of Commanders, just moving forward here, we'll see what happens with Jaden. Like I
Yeah.
said, keep out for the injury report. Raiders, that's a long trip, man. And you know what they say in the NFL? Like, that is a long Vegas to Ashburn. Like, that makes for a half a point in the spread sometimes, So
you look around. I mean, how about that Giants Cowboys game? How amazing was that? Russell Wilson he looked amazing, but he kind of. Oh my goodness, we're getting
flash flood.
Oh
alert.
no!
Not the flash flood warning, but it's Tuesday here, so it's dumping rain out here.
Yeah, it's a dangerous, life-threatening
it's been-
situation
it's been-
according to our alert.
It's been all morning long.
Yep.
No, it was an incredible game though between the Cowboys and the Giants. And the Giants looked they're not awful. The defense
No.
is good, right?
Yeah,
Greg, you've been
defense
high
is
on the
good.
defense.
Defense is good. Russ just sometimes, man. Russ has a game. Can you look it up, Jeff? Did he have his career high in passing?
I don't think it was.
Or it was like his second or third most. He passed for almost 400 yards, if not.
It was over 400 yards.
It was over four. It was like 450 something, right? Like, it was crazy. Pull up the box score from Cowboys Giants.
Yeah, it's 450 yards.
Okay, see if what his career high is. I'm not kidding. I think that might have been his career high.
Career
I
high.
could. So the Cowboys defense.
But when you're slinging the ball like that, what happens? Eventually, one's going to go to the other team.
Yeah.
And it did.
So-
Late bad pass.
This was his career
Yeah,
high.
it was.
Oh,
his
wow,
career high.
He beat it by 2 yards.
Okay.
He had 452 yards in a game in 2017. I don't know who the opponent was,
Yeah, right.
but 454 is his career high, which is incredible.
So
Like, are we thinking? Does Washington? I'm just totally switching gears.
Yeah,
here.
I was gonna say.
Sorry. I was just looking at the NFC East standings. I'm like, does Washington? Do we think they have a legitimate chance of catching the Eagles? I mean, contending with the Eagles. Are the Eagles that elite?
I don't think so. I think the Eagles are. Watching that Chiefs game, they can beat you. They can grind it out. They're going to have an explosive game where they put up 40 or 50. We know that's coming. They're deep. They got young. They're young. It's like the Eagles are. They got this weird play that cannot be stopped. And let me just say something about the tush push, because there's been a lot of talk on national radio this week, and I've heard both sides of it. All I'm saying is, I don't dislike the idea of the tush push. All I hate is, I hate the three guys behind Jaden Daniels that just get to push him. Just go back to a traditional quarterback sneak. Me and Dan Patrick are on the same page. Do the quarterback sneak, but you should not be able to have three guys lined up behind someone and just push them.
Well, the league,
and then-
the league voted on it.
And I know they did.
It's gonna
I know
come
they
up
did.
again.
It's going to come up again.
And it's going to get banned because you know what? We're wasting a lot of time with reviews on this thing.
The reviews, guys are lining up
Yeah.
off sides. Guys are false starting. They have a hard time spotting the ball, even with the microchip stuff. I'm just saying, I don't mind a good QB sneak. QB sneak should be in football.
You know what's the weird thing
But
about
the push?
the Eagles? They're like really big on. They have more like dead cap space money that they're paying than most teams.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, they've been able to manipulate things.
Oh, yeah,
where
Howie's-
they'll let guys walk
Howie's a cap
and
master.
eat it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, there's fine. Well, they're so good.
Well,
They have a good front office.
Yeah.
yes,
Oh, Howie's
fantastic.
But no, there's no catching the Eagles. I just don't think. I think they're too good. I think they're too deep. Washington will be at best the wild card.
They just know how to win. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
And it's one of those teams who just know how to do how the Chiefs were for the last few years.
Dude, they got
winning culture. They won two relatively recent Super Bowls with two different coaches.
Yes.
They were not afraid to let Andy Reid walk.
Yeah.
They were not afraid to let Doug Peterson walk.
Yeah. They've won 18 of their last 19 games. And you know what? Credit to Jalen Hurts' leadership. He's just a cool customer. Philly can be a tough market to play in. You have one bad game, they're all over you. I mean, you remember the stuff with AJ Brown last year? Like AJ was having a bad game.
It could be the
media got
it
on
could
him.
be the best.
Then they went out and threw for like 150. Like,
For to be a star athlete in Philly, it could be the best of times. It could be
Yeah.
the worst of times.
Yeah.
But if they love you, they love you.
They re-signed
like
Zach-
they like Allen Iverson.
Yeah, of course.
Those Philly fans, they look at him play. They look at him put his body on the line. Okay, he's he's doing that for us. Jalen Hurts does the same thing. The city loves him.
they're the deepest at every position across the league. They re-signed Zach Bond, who was cast away by the Saints. I covered Zach Bond in New Orleans. He came in with a lot of hype, didn't really work out, and then they cast him away. He turned into a star for them. Jalen Carter, even all his problems, is their best defensive player. Then they got Jordan Day. They got all these guys, all these Georgia guys, and it's like they're just so deep at every position. So, good win for them over the Chiefs. Other games stood out for us. The Tampa game. Tampa played. Who did they play? I just saw them. It was down to the wire.
Yeah, they played the Texans.
Thank you, the Texans. Yeah,
no, last night.
Yeah, it was literally last night. Yeah, Baker looks like MVP candidate. Sorry, Jeff. I know we'll go there, but no, it's the NFL. I was texting my buddies. The NFL is the superior product. I like college football, but the NFL is so good every week. It's hard to watch college football sometimes.
I think, Brian, you say it best every week. The NFL is the best show on TV.
Yeah.
It really is, man. All these games.
The perfect
Bengals,
lengths, too.
The
So-
Bengals game was a field goal. The Cowboys was a field goal.
Sometimes those college games are too long, man. The NFL's got that they got the window down perfect. You know, they're not
And just
too
they
long.
fit
It's
it-
the
they fit
perfect
it in
amount
that
of time.
3-hour window.
God, it's so good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's an amazing production, and I really, and I'm not just saying that because we are affiliated, but between ESPN, ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC, the four main, and I'm not counting Prime, the four main purveyors of NFL football.
Yeah.
Fox and NBC have the best production and the best coverage and the best directors and the best everything. It's just the best production. Those are the best productions.
Yeah.
I attended a game this week.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
did.
Yeah, how was that?
We're going to get to that.
break.
We got to take a final break.
One more break. All right, we'll be right back. Sports Up Overtime. All right, we're back on Sportswrap Overtime, wrapping up things here on this week's episode. Jeff, you were in Baltimore for Browns Ravens.
Oh, yes, I was.
And Baltimore came out and showed you why they are the Ravens.
They are a dang good football team, aren't they?
Yep.
They are well coached.
Yep.
They have an MVP candidate every year in Lamar Jackson. They have Derrick Henry, who was actually stopped.
Yeah.
He didn't do much in this game, which I was a little surprised. I thought he was going to come out running after what Grant Delpit said, that he was not hard to bring down.
Not hard to tackle, yeah, everyone was-
okay.
Lamar's got to win something, man.
Yeah, he does. I agree.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking MVPs. I'm talking
Super
championships.
Bowl. Oh, yeah. He has to win the title.
He's got to win the AFC. He's got to get.
Yeah, he absolutely has to get over that hump. But I will say
As
that
does Josh Allen. You know?
So the Ravens were doing their 30th anniversary of when they stole the Browns from Cleveland, and
Wait, what do you mean they were doing that? What do you
it's been 30 years since Baltimore got the team. They got the Browns and
Okay.
became the Ravens.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So, but I missed all that ceremony. I was out tailgating and stuff.
Okay.
I actually sat down right as kickoff was starting.
Got it.
I will say Baltimore fans are great.
Okay.
I love Baltimore.
Have they started the renovation on the stadium? They're doing an $800 million renovation
Yeah,
to the
there's some
stadium.
construction. There's some construction going on. Nothing too that's obstructing anything.
Because I think it's like a 3-year plan. I mean,
Yeah.
but they're basically going to redo the stadium because
Yeah.
the
It's an older
Maryland
stadium.
granted Camden Yards and what is it called? M&B.
M&T Bank Stadium.
That
M&T
stadium,
Yeah.
M&T Bank Stadium. Yeah, so they're getting a major renovation, so that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I remember that. I
Yeah.
forgot about
To
that.
to kind of you're seeing a lot of these stadiums being renovated as opposed to rebuilding new ones.
Yeah.
But the good news is, like, there's this woman next to me. She's like, "Hey, do you want some M&Ms? Do you want some candy?" I'm like, "You're so nice. Thank you so much."
Raping up.
Wrapping up.
Wrapping up.
Yeah, that's supposed to say wrapping up.
What is that? Is that what it says?
I think we need an extra.
I think
P in there.
I think we're missing a P.
It's okay. It's live podcasting.
Warping up.
sort of.
Sorry. God.
No, it's okay. But no, that's good. It's good to make that trip up there.
There we go.
Mike, I've never been into M&T Bank Stadium, but I went to the ALDS a couple years ago when the Orioles hosted the Rangers, and I was leaving a game one night, and like Bruce Springsteen was going into M&T Bank, right? Like he was at M&T Bank that night or something.
Oh, playing.
Yeah, a concert, right,
Oh.
at M&T Bank. Like one of the nights I was leaving, and I was talking to a sound engineer in Camden Yards, and he was like, he knew some of the sound engineers over at Bruce Springsteen. He's like, yeah, he was telling me all about the stadium dynamics and the audio stuff. He was like speaking a different language, but that's my only experience. I've only seen it from the outside. I've never been from
That was just
looks nice.
I was just in Baltimore to see Nine Inch Nails a couple of weeks ago at,
nice.
at the arena that they did a $250 million renovation in, and they did a really good job. And I will toot my own horn on. I get my first bye week in 6 years, Craig, on Friday night flights this week.
You took a bye week a couple years
No,
ago.
I didn't.
You sure?
I'm positive.
What?
I haven't taken one in 6 years.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Dang, I thought you definitely did. Okay, all right. I took
Never
one.
take- I'm going
I had a
beca-
family reunion
and
one
I'm
year.
taking it because Fish is playing 3 nights at the Hampton Coliseum. I've seen them quite a few times. I saw them the first time they played the Hampton Coliseum in 1995.
Wow.
So 30
Yeah,
years
30 years later,
30
yeah.
years later, man, it's like a family reunion going to those shows,
3
man.
nights at the Hampton Coliseum, back to back to back.
Yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow, and they're gonna pack it out every night.
Sleep in my own bed.
That's crazy.
usually the last time usually I go to New York City for 3 nights, or Charleston, South Carolina, or Philadelphia, or wherever, and you got to stay in a hotel. So
It's crazy.
this will be it won't be as won't cost as much.
It's just crazy.
There you go.
The
Nice.
demand for 3 nights in a row that they'll do that like that. That's super.
The mothership. And the
It's
thing
almost
is,
like a mini festival.
and it's going to be 3 unique shows. They're not going to repeat a song in each
Yeah,
night. That's way,
what I think.
That's
When
the
I hear
draw.
that, I'm like, why would you do that?
That's
Yeah.
why people go to multiple
That's
shows.
cool. It's very cool.
And they love the Hampton Coliseum, and it's a great venue for music. And
Right.
it traditionally with the Grateful Dead and the Rolling Stones and all the bands that have played there,
Right.
it's just a really cool place for concerts. And there's a ton of hotels, so people that travel to these shows, they can just walk.
Yeah.
It's a whole 3-day, like Jeff said, it's like a 3-day festival. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. But I'll take care of you guys. I'll have Friday night flights done and ready to go.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Snyder has been out. He'll be out on the sideline. This has been Snyder's best season of Friday Night Flights.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think it's because, I don't know, maybe it's the camera.
Maybe it is.
Finally
Maybe
got a camera?
you've got a working camera every week now. It's crazy.
Oh my
Well, you know,
God.
I didn't tell you this
last
week.
year. It was
I know. I heard through the grapevine somebody said your catch was like at 5 seconds.
Yeah. So this week,
on.
I didn't even use the cache this week. I just did it like I used to. I just shot
Every
every
clip.
play.
Did you do bars after color?
I shoot the scoreboard.
Yeah, scoreboard.
I mark the board. So,
color bars is a good one too.
yeah.
I got a
yeah.
system. Color bars, defensive plays.
Oh,
scoreboard,
he's got sign
touchdowns.
language.
Dude, I do. I love shooting. I love it.
I try to come back with as few clips
The
as possible.
bad part about the sign language is it adds clips, but like, dude, I don't want to get too intricate with the photographers, but like this right here, that's first down. It's like a big defensive. This is like a
It's
fourth down
defense,
stop,
defense,
right?
defense.
This is like second quarter, third
Right.
quarter, fourth quarter, scoreboard for
Yeah.
it's a whole thing.
Yeah, like anything I want, I just point the scoreboard.
You do
It's like,
scoreboard, yeah.
Just because I have the time.
I
I'll
get
have the
it.
time.
I get it.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. So, yeah, look forward to Friday Night Flights this week. Brian will be on his bye week. I'm going to take my bye week in mid-October. Yeah, mid-October. So.
Usually I'm every other week, but this year I don't have a reason to not be. So
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I'll have the show done. You guys just fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Come see us when we're out there. You know,
Yeah.
say hi.
Okay, let's wrap up. This is it. Sportswrap Overtime. We're signing off. We are brought to you by HII, built in America for America. For Jeff Snyder and Brian Parsons, I'm Craig Loper. We will see you next time. Have a good one.